Hello, fellow Reviews Lounge associates, and we're back again with a quick review. And this time, as you see on my screen, this is Batman Caped Crusader. Basically, is if everybody remembers from the late '90s, early 2000s, you had Batman the animated series. So this is kind of a take on the same thing because we have J.J. Abrams, Matt Reeves on this as well, and produced by Adama Abeyo. But basically, this is J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves. Basically, it's like almost like a riff from the Batman animated series. I just finished watching the whole and a whole 10 episodes. This was really on HBO Max. Then HBO Max kind of sold it to Amazon Prime, which I don't know why, because Batman is one of the most popular characters in the DC universe. So Batman Caped Crusader reimagines the Batman mythos with a focus on detective and noir aspects of the character. So in episodes 1 through 10, I liked it. It brought where it reminded me of the Batman movies of the I'm sorry, the Batman movies, but Batman the animated series. Batman animated series. If you really watch those at the beginning, those had a lot of serious topics in them, and I enjoyed it. And I get a lot of this out of the Batman Caped Crusader as well. So it says the Batman stories from the 1940s, 1960s. The series presents a young Bruce Wayne in the early stages of his crime-fighting career. It explores his struggles against the city's rampant corruption and crime, including a corrupt police force and a city riddled with gang warfare. Unlike previous iterations, Batman Caped Crusader emphasizes a grim, moody tone, with Batman often taking a back seat as other characters, including new interpretation of classic villains like Catwoman, Clayface, Barbara Gordon, take on more prominent roles. The series is noted for its serialized storytelling, focused on episodes detective cases that build up to a large narrative over the season. The show showcases a more grounded and less flamboyant take on its characters, while integrating new and diverse spins on classic roles. So they would say more in the Batman animated series. You had more. Of course, it was all about Batman. Then you had the side characters, and you had the kind of their story, which I enjoyed. So this one kind of puts more into the characters in here, like Barbara Gordon, um, Commissioner Gordon as well. And main like the main some of the characters in here are like Catwoman, Clayface, the Penguin. And side note, the Penguin is gender swapped to a female, which I really don't care. I mean, it doesn't really change the premise of the Penguin. But these are almost like one off. I'm sorry. These are like more like one-off stories. Each episode is just about that character basically. First episode is the Penguin and what the Penguin's doing. The next episode, Clayface, and it's about Clayface, where he came from, what happened to him. So it's just really one-off villains of that day or of that week, or so on. But I feel like they built enough into to this character, so like, hey, this is where they come from, this is their backstory, this is how they happened, this is what they did. So it's okay. Also in this, they have a little bit more of one episode kind of has like magic in it, has a character in there from other DCs that like John Constantine has a character, has one of his bad guys or semi bad guys, you know, in here as well. Um, and this one you can tell Batman, like I said, you can tell he's kind of young Batman because he's doing certain things that you're like, why you didn't do that? Because even one episode, his butler, uh, Pennyworth, or Alfred, of course, he kind of questioned, like, why did you do that? The reason this person acting like this is because you pushed him to that point, and you shouldn't have done that. Just because you're trying to figure out something or figure out what happened, you push that person over the edge. Um, but also, it kind of shows that Batman's still learning. He still makes a lot of mistakes as well in this. And I enjoyed it. Some people say, "Oh, it's horrible," blah blah blah. I'm like, I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, my favorite one is Harley Quinzel. As everybody know, with Harley, she's not from comics. She came from the animated series. So any take that they put on her, that's fine with it, because I mean, she started in the cartoons. So I feel like with anybody, you can change the story as long as it's the same premise. And I like how they did Harley's take. She was still a psychiatrist, but she has some undertones as well, what she was doing. And some people think what she's doing is kind of like a Robin Hood type of thing, where take from the rich and give to the poor, things like that. But she was doing it in a sadistic way, and I liked it. That was a really good episode. You have Harvey Dent here as well. I think Harvey Dent was done very well. And Harvey Dent, he gets the last two episodes in this episode 9 and 10. I think it was done really well. Um, but I think, in my opinion, as I read the synopsis of it, where Batman is like a detective, things like that, I feel like it wasn't enough detective work done in this. It was here and there. Yes, the characters, the side characters were pushed more predominantly, and that's nice. But we still want more of Batman. We still want more of that detective. It's fine that you want to showcase the secondary character a little bit more, but everybody comes to see Batman. That's the point. Yes, we like to have the side characters to have some stories and maybe flesh them out, but that should not take away from Batman himself. We come to see Batman. So that's the maybe one of the negative things I can say about this, that they took a little bit too much away from Batman. This is Batman's early years. So even though we've seen it time and time again that we know Batman's parents got killed by a mobster, he from that day he changed, and he just we know he trained and he went to school, and he's like he want to fight crime. We all know that, but I feel like no matter what, I feel like they should still put something that in there, because we know he trained and stuff and went to school, but you always can make it. You can spin it into your own way, your own narrative. I feel like you should have gave a little more of that as well. Just a little, give us more of Batman in a different way as well, since this is his kind of his rookie year. Um, Put more emphasis in that. That's why we come to see Batman. We want to see his detective work, his ass whooping, his catchphrases, his one liners. I am the knight, I am Batman, things like that. In my opinion, that should be that should still be showcased. Now I go back to the Penguin. The Penguin is switched to a female character. Some people might think, oh, that takes away things like that. Honestly, it doesn't take it away. I can be honest and felt like it was kind of pushed, in my opinion, because I'm like, okay, you you make Penguin and it looks like Penguin just with the wig and makeup on. You didn't. I feel like you didn't go too much into making this. I don't know. I don't know what they were trying to do. I don't know what they were trying to do with Penguin. In my opinion, I'm not bashing it, but I can still have an opinion. Say that I'm kind of confused about it as well, where you're gender swapping, but I feel like you're kind of forcing it as well. You're kind of forcing this character differently, and I get it. That was the first episode, and I felt like that was a little bit forced. It doesn't take me out. It doesn't take me out all the other episodes, but for that one, I felt like they could have they could have done different with that. I felt like that was just maybe a little bit too much. Um, so and then you have Catwoman. Catwoman was pretty quick, in here, we know, that her story was basically like, um, her family had money, but her dad was dirty, and she had to find a way to get money. She starts stealing, and she becomes a Catwoman, things like that. So it's kind of rushed. I can say about that if villains was like villain of the week, it was kind of rushed. It was like boom, boom, boom. Here's this, boom, 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 boom. This is the character, and I feel like okay, they could give us a little bit more with that, because but also they give you only 10 episodes. With Batman anime series, I think they done maybe what, like like a full season was more than 10 episodes, and it was fleshed out. I feel like this wasn't as fleshed out as it needed to be. Now the stories are good, of course. I'm not knocking the stories, and at times the way it's written and how the characters were speaking their lines was okay. I just felt like it still wasn't fleshed out enough to really get me engaged into these villains. The reason I already know these villains is because I'm a hardcore Batman fan. I love Batman. You can get a lot of those people that see Batman gonna know who these characters are, but you still want to bring some new people in. That hey, I'm on Amazon. Oh, what is this? Is Batman? I know who Batman is. Like some people will know who Batman is because Batman's iconic, but some people just know Batman for Batman. Some people are not gonna know the villains or the characters. They might know them on face value, and that's fine. But I feel like if you want to keep people intrigued and more into these villains, give us more. The people are like, oh well, this is okay, and maybe season two comes out, they might not even watch it because I feel like they wasn't giving enough of that for us to really have like really be into these characters. Now Harvey Dent last 2 episodes, you really get like Harvey Dent's really throughout the whole season. You have him in there, sprinkle little by little, and that's good. But you don't do that. You don't do that with any other villains of there. They're like quick and they're done. Harvey Dent is kind of spaced out in each episode. Has a little story, and it kind of builds it up to the last final 2 episodes. And okay, you're investing in his character. You're investing in Harvey Dent. You see that he's a good man. He tries to be good, but it's sometimes not enough. He's cocky, he's arrogant, but he's good. But sometimes that cockiness is a little bit too much, and he kind of falls in the wrong crowd. So you see that throughout the episodes. But other villains you don't get as that. You get it quick, 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 and it's done. And I feel like that's not enough for that. Um, and it has some other episodes about the mayor, some about the heck John Constantine doing with ghosts and having a living ghost, things like that. So they brought a little bit paranormal in this as well. But other than that, I mean, say it's not bad, but I felt like they could have fleshed out the characters a little bit more in this. So if they come with a season two, I hope that has more than 10 episodes. If they're gonna really want to flesh out, or have have a main villain and flesh out his story within each episode with other characters as well. Maybe not as high, like I say, a Clayface and things like that. You know, if you're gonna bring Doctor Mr. Freeze in here, I don't want Mr. Freeze to be a one quick character about okay, he had a wife. She was sick. He froze her. Something happened. He became Mr. Freeze. He trying to get um certain things to help his wife and come back. Don't give me that in quick one episode. I want that fleshed out. He's a major villain. Don't give him as villain of the day. He needs to be fleshed out. In the Batman animated series, Mr. Freeze was fleshed out tremendously. He had a story. He even had a movie with this. So I hope season two they would just be more grounded with these villains and and give us more. Give us more. Um, but other than that, like I said, the stylization is nice. The animation is beautiful. The voice actors is good. The person who does Batman's voice um, is phenomenal. It's not the original guy that did Batman anime series, and of course he passed away. So the guy that does the Batman voice and also slash Bruce Wayne, they did just fine on plus all the other characters. But I think hopefully second season they get more in deep with Batman as well. Even though we know his story, but still that's still part of him. And I feel they should still give that a little bit more. And also when we bring more major villains in here, please. Now they had one villain here. I forgot his name. I think it's Firefly. Okay, he's not a major villain, and they gave this to him quicker one done in one episode. He's kind of side character. Okay, that's fine. Don't do that to my major villains, like say a Poison Ivy, which he's not in this, or a or Mr. Freeze, things like that. Don't give us the one off of that villain. That's too major to have a one off. Give us more, flesh that villain out more, not just okay one and done. Don't do that. Just don't give us that one because that kind of like diminishes the characters itself. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm bashing this series. I'm not bashing it, but I feel like it could have been better than what it was. Okay, like I said, the last 2 episodes was good. Now you do have an ending, which okay, spoiler warning. Sorry. At the end, he had the cutscene of course this dude's doing something to these people and they're smiling. Of course, you can see he's a Joker. The only thing you see is his eyes. You can see is his white face. Okay, Joker will be in the second season if they do get one. And more than likely, they will have Joker probably spread out to the whole season, probably to build this character up. Hopefully, Batman will have to be the detective to find out who's doing this, what's happening, why is he doing this. Okay, show us more detective. And the sound says this is more detective Batman, which I feel like you didn't get a lot of detective in this. So I hope the second season there'll be more detective. Like if they bring the Riddler in, don't let the Riddler just be a one-off guy. Let it build up. Let these characters find a way to build these characters in each episode, but not overshadowing each other, but having a balance of it. That's what it should do. I feel like that's how the NFC is done. And I feel like this one kind of lacked it. It lacked a little bit. I still enjoyed it for what it was, but I feel like this is not on the par of the Batman anime series. It's not on the same level. It's not. It's trying to get there, but it falls short on a lot of aspects with the detective, with the fleshing out of the characters, with the embodying of the Batman, his mythos. They dropped the ball on a lot of this stuff, which I felt like they hopefully since season two they can really bring that in. Maybe give us at least more than 10 episodes to flesh these characters out. Because when we give 10 episodes, you feel like you're going to be rushed. So I hope they give at least 10, at least I hope they give at least maybe 15 episodes. Maybe that'd be best. And not drop them all at once. Make it a weekly thing. I hope that people come see it and they enjoy it. And hopefully they'll bring a season two that's more fleshed out. But all in all, like I said, it's not bad, but it falls the mark on a lot of things. I give Batman Caped Crusader, I'll do a 5 out of 5. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. You miss a lot of things with the fleshing out the villains, more of Batman, more of detective, showing more of the characters of the build up, not just in one episode. You fall short on a lot of that stuff. Everything else is done pretty well with the animation and the voice, and some things how it's written. And I see what they were trying to do, but they fell short of it. That's why I give it 3.5. Those things they fell short a lot, maybe because of time, maybe because also only giving 10 episodes. They're trying to put so much in. But I feel like in this 10 episodes, they should have stuck with one major villain, and from there, maybe with lower villains as well, and maybe have little Easter eggs of other villains possibly. But they kind of pushed it in one of villains, and that was it. And they arrested the villains, and okay, done. So hopefully, when they do season two, they'll do more of the fleshing out, more not the villain of the week, but more. Hey, this is the villain of the season. Let's build up to that. But I give it 3.5 out of 5. I still enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. You could binge it. It's only about 30 minutes per episode. So it was okay. If you've seen Batman Caped Crusader, what did you think about it? Did you like it? Did you think it fell short? You think it was horrible? You think it was awesome? Give me your opinion on Batman Caped Crusader. I know a lot of people did episode by episode. I'm just doing a whole overall, and I give it 3.5 out of 5. But give me your thoughts. Leave a comment below. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share this, guys. But until the next review, next trailer reaction, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.